not only did it change everything.
It changed me, and it changed my city, and it changed the world dramatically.
And I knew right then and there that I had to do something.
And that's when we came up with the command post radio.
You got me. I read you loud and clear. And it just occurred to me that I had first-hand prime evidence that hadn't been touched in 5-6 years.
To my surprise and delight, there was his white shirt he'd been wearing that day.
It was very clear from the beginning at 9/11 that this was something we wanted to understand. How this could happen, what was happening inside the buildings.
You can't make it blast proof. You can only do your best to combat what you perceive as being the threat.
I think we're better prepared, we're certainly better trained.
All guys to go home and get the basement wrapped up.
Overall, this is going to be the safest building that has ever been built.
We actually have blood that is in that steel and is part of our ship. We have a very personal connection with that.
Especially as the 10-year anniversary rolls around, there's the impulse to think about the horror of 9/11, but I don't think we think enough about the hope of 9/12.
Hundreds of firefighters died that day because their walkie-talkies simply weren't strong enough. One man is determined to change that.
The high-powered radio allows us to penetrate all the concrete and steel in the buildings, whereas the walkie-talkie didn't give us that ability.
Welcome back to a special edition of Daily Planet, marking the 10th anniversary of 9/11. And as we know now, one of the reasons so many people died in New York that day is because they didn't receive clear orders to evacuate the Twin Towers soon enough.
That was especially true of those firefighters who were running into the buildings while others were running out of them. Turns out their walkie-talkies weren't powerful enough to penetrate all that concrete and steel, and the result was that many of them didn't know they were trapped until it was too late.
But a few firefighters who survived 9/11 were inspired to change that. They've invented new portable communication devices up to 10 times more powerful than traditional walkie-talkies.
On 9/11, the fact that the building was so big and so much concrete and steel, we had problems communicating with our walkie-talkies to and from the upper floors. Probably about 50 of my friends on 9/11 that perished that day. My name's Captain Mike Stein. I'm retired captain with the New York City Fire Department and 25 years of service with them. On 9/11, I probably was about as close as anybody wants to be to meet my demise. We arrived on location just about 5 minutes before the South Tower collapsed. Managed to get underneath the ESU truck, avoid some of the debris from hitting me. I was buried under there. We were able to kick our way out and get out from underneath the truck. And there's a picture of me and my lieutenant. I think it's just a legacy to them that we'll always try to improve. I mean, that's what the fire department's about, always trying to get better. And that's when we came up with the command post radio. Developing a transmitter that could be transportable and powered, because when you use a 45-watt radio, it draws a lot of power. So you needed a battery that would be able to link to that radio and still be portable enough to carry. Now what it consists of is a 45-watt mobile radio linked to an 18-amp-hour lead-acid battery with a matched antenna for the proper radiation of the RF signal. The high-powered radio allows us to penetrate all the concrete and steel in the buildings, whereas the walkie-talkie didn't give us that ability.
Hey,
What's up, guys?
how's that coming out?
I think we're ready to evaluate it. It's all done. Yeah, we tweaked it. We did whatever we could do to it. Remember, we had this light-duty switch. We went to a heavy-duty switch so I don't accidentally shut it off.
That one works real well.
It has to be simple enough to use under, a stress situation, stress environment. Now, what we have left is the 50 buildings that we're going to do the testing in, and we have to make sure that we're going to be able to penetrate all of that concrete and steel. We're creating infrastructure that no matter where the firefighter is, he can talk to the lobby command post, as well as the lobby command post can talk to anybody in the building and give them important information that they have to relay to them. Okay, we're setting up the command board for a fire on the 8th floor in an occupied high-rise school. The fire department's coming because it's one of the first communication systems that have been installed on a simplex channel, and they're coming to make sure that the system works 100%.
We're proceeding with a test of the LL2 level.
10-4.
Technology is important because it gives the chief the ability to communicate up to the upper floors to another chief that's up there controlling the operations from the floor below the fire.
That concludes the test of the lower level. As long as we have 100% communications throughout the building, back to the lobby command. That's all we really care about.
I'm just saying that's the lowest one, yeah.
Alright, Lobby Command, you copy me now?
I read you loud and clear, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a test, guys. Just let me know when I drop out, okay? 1, 2.
I have a feeling it's around the 8th spot.
The static was coming out this way.
That one's loud and clear? Did you have this up?
Yeah.
And when you talk back to me, you were talking on the walkie-talkie?
Yeah.
I wonder.
But this also, but that's not the test.
Yes, what are you testing? When you talk back to me, I couldn't hear you when I was all the way in that pump room because you were talking on walkie-talkie.
All right, that problem's solved. One of the problems on 9/11 is we couldn't get our messages up to the upper floors when the repeater failed for us. This system here will give that incident commander the opportunity to do that. In catastrophic moments, could save lives. So far, so good, Mike.
Okay.
Straighten that situation out.
We hope that in the future that every high-rise building will have one of these systems so that when the firefighters go in, no matter where they are in the building, the incident commander or the chief in the lobby can get in touch with them.
These are just some photos that were taken the day 9/11. Gotta say, I had my brother with me. There's a picture here. He was with us. He was working with us then. And here's a picture of him by our vehicle. I was just about as close as you want to ever get. I was, we were only 100 feet from the base of each tower when they came down. And just by the grace of God, we're still here. Kept you going. Definitely kept you going. That's why I'm still here doing this. Still trying to make a difference, make it safer for the guys.
We're just firefighters doing our job, and I'm sure every one of them would say the same thing. We're just firefighters doing our job.
Okay, how do you design a building that's